हॅलो, माईक टेस्टिंग 1 2 चेक. शेवटी आवाज येतोय? गुड मॉर्निंग, वेलकम. हॅलो, माईक टेस्टिंग 1 2 चेक 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 टेस्ट टेस्ट 1 2 चेक. माईक टेस्टिंग चेक चेक 1 2. हॅलो हॅलो, चेक चेक.
begin the program as well. I will also like to request you to switch off or put your mobile phones on silent mode. Thank you. We'll just give a minute so all the students are inside. Once more, before we commence the program, please switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Okay, we'll begin the program now. First of all, I would like to request our dignitaries, today's guest of honors, Professor Pramod Pandey, VC, and other dignitaries, academic members of the Academic Council, to please come and light the ceremonial lamp. Lighting of the lamp will be accompanied by Saraswati Vandana by Rohit Lanjekar.
शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचार सार परमा आद्यां जगत् व्यापिनी वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीं अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिका विदधति पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तां परमेश्वरी भगवती बुद्धिप्रदां शारदां बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्.
Thank you, Rohit, for the musical beginning of the program. I now ask our guest of honor, Dr. Prashant Dhakefarkar, Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Pramod Pandey, Pro Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Prasad Joshi, the Dean Academic, Professor Sonal Kulkarni Joshi, the Registrar, and the members of the Academic Council to please come on the stage. Now I request Professor Prasad Joshi, the Pro Vice Chancellor of the University of the Deccan College, to welcome the gathering.
Namaskar. Good morning to all of you. Respected dignitaries on the dais and participants. Today, we have gathered to celebrate the momentous occasion, the foundation day of our esteemed institute, as well as the 13th convocation ceremony. Deccan College has made remarkable strides in education for over 2 centuries, carving a legacy that began in the early 19th century. It became a pioneer of modern education in India, and after its revival in the mid-20th century, it continued to lead as a research institute in the field of heritage studies. In recognition of its unparalleled excellence in both teaching and research, the University Grants Commission, UGC, awarded the deemed to be university status to Deccan College in 1990. Thanks to our predecessors, Professor S.M. Katre, Professor Iravati Karve, Professor H.D. Sankalia, Professor M. Ghadge, and many others who were instrumental in shaping the institute. In 1994, we started operating as a deemed to be university with 2 distinguished departments, the Department of Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology and the Department of Linguistics. After that, in 2010, we extended to include the prestigious Sanskrit Dictionary project, which had been initiated in 1949 as a separate department and began offering postgraduate programs while guiding PhD students in Sanskrit and lexicography. Today, we stand as a premier institution with 3 teaching cum research departments experiencing continuous growth year after year. Our hearts fill with immense pride to witness the diversity of our students' community, which represents various regions, religions, and socio-economic backgrounds. We have students from all over India, include Jammu and Kashmir and northeast states of Mizoram, Nagaland, etc., pursuing their education here at Deccan College. They feel at home during their stay over here. At this convocation, around 150 such privileged, eager students are set to receive their degrees from our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pramod Pandey. My dear students, this is a momentous occasion for all of you, and I can feel the pride and excitement in your hearts. As you graduate today, you step into a world of new opportunities and challenges. I have no doubt that in whichever field you choose to pursue, you will carry the banner of your alma mater very high in the sky. Graduates of this institution are distinguished. They possess an aptitude of rigorous research, an appreciation of our own rich cultural heritage, and demonstrate the ability to carry out collaborative projects. You, our alumni, are the future responsible citizens of Vikasit Bharat. It is indeed my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Prashant Dhakefalkar, a brilliant academician, a dedicated scientist, and a capable administrator who leads the prestigious Agarkar Research Institute in the same city. Dr. Dhakefalkar, we are deeply grateful to you for accepting our invitation and being a part of this special occasion. Swagatam te. Please accept our heartfelt welcome. I would also like to extend my warm regards to Professor G.B. Deglurkar, former Chancellor, Professor K. Padaya, former Director, the members of the Academic Council, retired faculty members, and our friends in the media. Finally, a special welcome to the students and parents who have traveled from afar to be here with us today. Your presence adds grace and significance to this celebration. Once again, welcome to all and each one of you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pramod Pandey, to felicitate today's guest of honor, Dr. Prashant Dhakefalkar. Deccan College, Pune is proud to announce Virasat, the digital library database of Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute, is being released on this occasion. The digital portal is following the tradition of passing forward the knowledge stored in the inherited, rare, rich, and diverse literature in the forms of manuscripts, microfilms, books, and maps collected and curated by this university library. I request our guest of honor, Dr. Prashant Dhakefalkar, to release the digital portal by touching the screen in front of them.
And Research Institute, deemed to be University, Pune. Proudly recognized as the third oldest educational institution in India, Deccan College traces its roots back to 6 October 1821, when it was originally founded as Hindu College by the Bombay Presidency government under the visionary leadership of Governor Mount Stuart Elphinstone, using the Dakshina grant. With a rich legacy spanning over 2 centuries, Deccan College remains committed to academic excellence and innovation, nurturing future generations of scholars while upholding the traditions of knowledge and research. Discover the incredible treasures of our library. Deccan College, where excellence meets tradition. As a beacon of knowledge within our community, the college holds a steadfast commitment to academic brilliance. At the heart of this renowned institution is the Library of Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute. This library not only serves as a cornerstone of our university, but also plays a vital role in the broader landscape of higher learning and research, both nationally and internationally. Let's talk about our Virasat, the digital library. In our commitment to preserving the legacy of this heritage institution, we are proud to announce the launch of our institutional repository and digital library. This digital initiative will house a vast and diverse collection of materials, including rare manuscripts, pothis, and books published between 1523 and 1940. The digital library database, Virasat, is following the tradition of passing down the knowledge stored in the inherited rare, rich, and diverse literature owned by the library of this university. You can register to this platform and access the vast materials that are available. You can use the search feature to fetch materials like Deccan College research publications, annual reports, PhD theses, dissertations, maps, topo sheets, as well as non-print collections like audiovisual materials, CDS, microfilms, and microfiche. You can purchase the online access and hard copies of the publications, print copies of manuscripts and articles with the help of Payment Gateway. You can also choose to read the online flip book version of the material depending on what material you are looking for. You will also have options to filter your search items by resource, by years and date range and title. We welcome you all to the updated and enhanced digital library facilities offered on public domain via Virasat database.
I'll repeat the link of the Virasat database again. virasat.dcpune.ac.in is the link. We are thankful to the VIR Softtech Private Limited Pune for developing and implementing the digital library database on the state-of-the-art web technology. We have VIR Softtech's Mr. Manu Paliwal and Mr. Shantanu Das with us today. I request the Vice Chancellor to felicitate Mr. Paliwal and Mr. Das. We are also happy to release the Deccan College Postgraduate Research Institute Library app. The mobile library app will enhance the library services like self-check options, book issue and return features, and seamless patron access to the resources. This app is available on both Google Play Store and App Store as well. Again, I request Dr. Dhake Farkar to release the app by clicking on the screen in front of them.
Welcome to a library where heritage meets modern technology. Here, the rich legacy of knowledge preserved for centuries is seamlessly integrated with contemporary advancements, creating a smooth, efficient, and secure experience for both patrons and staff. At the heart of this transformation is the latest RFID system, designed to streamline library operations while maintaining the dignity of this historic institution, which has been standing strong since 1821. Under the expert leadership of librarian Dr. Trupti More and supported by a team of efficient staff, this library runs smoothly with RFID-enabled stations at the main circulation counter, the first floor, and the acquisition desk. Security has been reinforced with a mono gate at one entrance and a dual panel system at the other, ensuring seamless, unobstructed access for patrons while maintaining top-notch security. For staff, the handheld RFID reader simplifies inventory management and the retrieval of misplaced books, saving time and enhancing efficiency. The library offers a well-organized periodical section and a vast stack area, ensuring that patrons can easily find and access the resources they need. The digital access area ensures that the library remains a gateway to the latest information, connecting patrons with global resources at their fingertips. For our patrons, the library is now available at their fingertips. Through the mobile app, they can easily access the entire library's resources, including browsing, reservations, and RFID-enabled self-service. Within the library, the cozy lounge area offers a comfortable space for quiet reflection and group discussions, a perfect spot for collaboration or a break from research. Just beyond the library, the lush lawn area offers a serene environment, ideal for quiet contemplation, relaxation, or group discussions in an open, natural setting. At the core of this thriving library are its dedicated staff members, working efficiently behind the scenes to ensure a seamless and enriching experience for all patrons. This library, which has stood the test of time since 1821, was once led by none other than William Wordsworth, the grandson of the great poet William Wordsworth, from 1862 to 1874. Under the able guidance of Dr. Trupti More and supported by a dedicated staff, the library is now a blend of history and innovation. This remarkable blend of history and cutting-edge technology has been made possible by BG's Computers Private Limited, the trusted implementer of advanced RFID solutions, ensuring that the library remains a beacon of knowledge for future generations.
We we are grateful of BG's Computers Private Limited Pune for successfully implementing the RFID system and mobile library app. I once again request Professor Pramod Pandey to felicitate Mr. Biraj Valia and Bharat Nagresha of BG's Computers. Now we come to the main event. Now we come to the main event of the today's program, that is awarding of degree certificates to PhD and MA students. I now call upon Professor Sonal Kulkarni Joshi, Dean Academics, to commence the convocation ceremony.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pramod Pandey, the chief guest of today's ceremony, Professor Dhake Farkar, dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests in the audience, distinguished faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, our brilliant soon-to-be Snataks, good morning to everyone. As Dean Academics, it is my privilege and honor to commence the proceedings of the 13th Convocation of the Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute. Let me begin by requesting the Vice Chancellor, who is presiding over this ceremony, to grant us permission to begin the formal proceedings of the Convocation. Okay. Thank you, sir. Let us begin then. This is a celebration of our students' achievements of the departments of AIHC and Archaeology, the Department of Linguistics, and the Department of Sanskrit and Lexicography. Let me begin by inviting the head of the Department of AIHC and Archaeology, Professor Shahida Ansari, to present the students who are receiving various degrees from that department to the Vice Chancellor. Professor Ansari.
Thank you. Good morning, respected dignitaries on the dais, staff, students, and the parents present here. Sir, I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to confer the degree of philosophy in ancient Indian history, culture, and archaeology to the following students, sir. Satrupa Bal, Praveen Kumar K. He is the recipient of the Dr. G.G. Majumdar Cash Prize for completing his PhD on a topic related to pottery. Atul Kushwaha. Anuja Milind Joshi. Atin Jenla. Neda Amar Mahmoodi. Harshida Deepak Virkut. Pranita Harad. Rahul Kumar Verma. Akhiala Imchin. Sai Krishna. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to confer the degree of Masters of Philosophy to the following students. Benjamin K. 2019. Rajneesh Kumar 2023. I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor I request our chief guest, Dr. Taki Falkar, to confer the prize winners in Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology to the following students. Nayantara S. for May 2023 exam. She has received 6 awards. Professor H.T. Sanklia Gold Medal. She has stood first in order of merit at the master's examination. Professor S.N. Rajguru Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Environmental Archaeology. Robert Bruce Foote Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in paper entitled Prehistory of South Asia, Paleolithic and Mesolithic. Gurudev R.D. Ranade Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Advanced Archaeological Theory and Research Methodology. Srimati Shantabai Dhavlikar Cash Prize for the first in order of merit at the master's examination. Late Shri Manohar Vishnu Deshpande Cash Prize, Dr. Raymond Alchin Memorial Cash Prize. P.S. Surya for June 2024 exam. She has received 9 awards. Professor H.T. Sanklia Gold Medal, stood first in order of merit at the master's examination. Shri Katragadda Subaya Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Proto-History of South Asia. Professor Iravati Karbe Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Social and Economic History of India. Professor S.B. Deo Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Religious History of India. Dr. G.B. Deglurkar Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Iconography. Dr. Raymond Alchin Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Introduction to Archaeology. Professor M.S. Mate Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Art and Architecture, Part 2. Srimati Shantabai Dhavlikar Cash Prize. She stood first in order of merit at master's examination. Late Sri Manohar Vishnu Deshpande Cash Prize for obtaining the highest marks from amongst its students standing first in merit. Anirban Ghosh for May 2023. He has received 4 awards. Dr. Malti Nagar, Dr. Malti Nagar Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ethnoarchaeology. Dr. Mrs. Madhur Mohini Mathur Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Paleography and Epigraphy. Dr. G.B. Deglurkar Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Iconography. Dr. Raymond Alchin Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Introduction to Archaeology. Sneha Kushwaha for June 2024 exam. She has received 3 awards. Dr. Malti Nagar Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ethnoarchaeology. Sri Katragadda C. Rao Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Environmental Archaeology. Philip Meadows Taylor's Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Culture Heritage Management. R. Aditya for May 2023 exam. He has received 3 awards. Dr. Mrs. Madhur Mohini Mathur Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Paleography and Epigraphy. Professor R.V. Joshi Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Sciences in Archaeology. Sir Alexander Cunningham Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Historical Archaeology in India. Shruti Vidyadhar for May 2023 exam. She has received Dr. Mrs. Madhur Mohini Mathur Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Paleography and Epigraphy. Swastika Dhar for May 2023 exam. She has received 4 awards. Dr. Mrs. Madhur Mohini Mathur Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks for the paper entitled Ancient Indian Paleography and Epigraphy. Sri Katragadda Subbaya Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Proto-History of South Asia. Dr. Shobna Gokhale Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Numismatics. Robert Bruce Foote Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Prehistory of South Asia, Paleolithic and Mesolithic. Rupali Singh for June 2024 exam. Dr. Mrs. Madhur Mohini Mathur Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Ancient Indian Calligraphy and Epigraphy. Sripuram Samavit for June 2024 exam. Dr. Z.D. Ansari Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Methods in Archaeology. Manya Jain for June 2024 exam. She has received 4 awards. Sri Katragadda Subaya Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining the highest marks in the paper entitled Proto-History of South Asia. Dr. Z.D. Ansari Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Methods in Archaeology. Sir Alexander Cunningham Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Historical Archaeology of India. Gurudev R.D. Ranade Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Advanced Archaeological Theory and Research Methodology. Shrushti Sharma for May 2023 exam. She has received Philip Meadows Taylor's Memorial Cash Prize for obtaining highest marks in the paper entitled Cultural Heritage Management. We have degree of master's program now. I'll be calling the groups. Anusha Morching, Tariq Khatu, Krati Dubey, Gautami Chaudhuri, Rushali Chatterjee, Chaitanya Dubey. For 2022-23. Pratap Patil, Ankita Kumari, Akansha Malik, Ram, Kadambari, Sugit Kaur. Aditya Varman, Ashwin Kumar, Shubham Beldar, Aman Kumar, Shubham Rajak, Ganesh Mashalkar. Tamagni Ray, Sanjula Chakraborty, Kavita Raju Patil, Sri Hari Tote, Richa Mishra, Nikhil Priyadarshi. Arya, Preeti Pathak, Ishita Sadhukhan, Swizzle Fernandez, Sagarika, Aryan Gaikwad. Neha Kishore Kulkarni, Sanika Gaurav, Ujjwal Sankla, Amol Pawar, Sucharita Chaudhary, Milnath. Kavya, Sharmila Chinnadurai, Tamila Ruvi Pari, Anaya Avinash Patil, Vignesh Pawar, Mandar Anil Chaudhary. Devyani Meghare, Siddhi More, Mahi Lapisia, Reshma Borkar, Supriya Pawar, Saurabh, Suyuja, Aishwarya Hardikar. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Ansari. So I would request you to do it. Right. As the head of the Department of Linguistics, I would now like to request the Honorable Vice Chancellor and the Honorable Chief Guest to confer the degree of Master of Arts in Linguistics to the following students. I first present Ms. Khushbu Harish Prabhakar for the year 2024. She's a prize winner. She is a recipient of the Shri K.Y. Kai Memorial Cash Prize for standing first in order of merit in the MA Linguistics examination. Khushbu is also the winner of 2 prizes which are instituted for the topper across the 3 departments, Department of AIHC Archaeology, Linguistics, Sanskrit and Lexicography. She's a recipient of the Shri Ramakrishna Gopal Bhandarkar Cash Prize for the topper across the university in the year 2024. She's also the recipient of the late Judge Eknath Kulkarni Cash Prize for the topper among the 3 departments. A big round of applause for Khushbu. You've done the department proud, Khushbu. Congratulations. I now present to you, sir, the Recipients of the degree MA in Linguistics, Riddhi Vagre, Angarika Sava Pandit, Rashmi Nerlikar, Adrija Mukherjee, Prerna Suman, and Surojit Datta. Yeah, good. Congrats. I now present to you Rucha Jayan Pardikar, Debanjan Ballav, Gargi Raut, Janhavi Gadre, Shraddha Gadre, and Krishnakali Biswas. Please put your hands together for them. I now present to you Gandhali Magre, Shreya Kazrekar, Ankita Manekar, Adra Unni, Chaitali Mehendare, and Gargi Karandikar. Also among the recipients of the MA degree in Linguistics, Stephen Jose, Gayatri Das, Tejali Shahasane, and Riya Chandorkar. Thank you. I'd also like to present to you another prize winner from the department, Aniruddha Valke, for the June 2024 exam. He's a recipient of the Linguistics Department Cash Prize for securing the third highest aggregate marks in the MA Linguistics final exam. Congratulations. Thank you. That was the last student from the Department of Linguistics receiving a degree in person. I'd now like to invite Professor Prasad Joshi, head of the Department of Sanskrit and Lexicography, to give away to present students from this department.
Thank you so much. I now request Honorable Vice Chancellor to confer the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Sanskrit and Lexicography on all the students presented to you today. Tanmay Jayanta Bhole. Vidnyapana Goparnakar. Sarika Anuru Mishra. The next is Sandeep Namdev Dikle. And Veena Raj. Now I would invite the prize winners. Kaumudi Vikas Kaledhonkar for June 2024 examination, and she has bagged several prizes. Srimati Mahadevi P. Bhatta Prize, cash prize consisting of 1500 rupees for standing first in order of merit at MA. Professor Dinkar Khanderao Deshpande Memorial Cash Prize, rupees 10,000 for standing first in the merit. Dr. Amrut and So Vimala Ghadge Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 10,000 for standing first in the merit, and late Dr. Suhasini Laddu and late Dr. S.D. Laddu Cash Prize, consisting of 1,000 rupees for securing highest marks in the paper SL 307 Sanskrit Linguistics at MA. And also newly added prize for the first time, late Professor V.L. Joshi Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 3,000 for securing highest marks in Sanskrit grammar specialization at MA. Now I invite Saili Subhas Kare, MA 2023. Late Kumari Sushila Lakshman Shevale Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 1,000, who stood second in order of merit at MA. Second prize, late Dr. Suhasini Laddu and Dr. S.D. Laddu Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 1,000 for securing highest marks in the paper entitled SL 307 Sanskrit Linguistics. I invite Samruddhi Dhananjay Bhalwankar, student of 2024 batch. Late Kumari Sushila Lakshman Shevale Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 1,000 for standing second in order of merit at MA examination. Next prize winner is Pranali Parag Vilayate, MA 2023. Late Dr. Suhasini Laddu and Dr. S.D. Laddu Cash Prize, consisting of rupees 1,000 for securing highest marks in the paper SL 307 Sanskrit Linguistics. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to confer the degree of Master of Arts in Sanskrit and Lexicography on all the students presented to him. I read the names. Sarayu Chandak, Kalyani Bhoyar, Jannavi Bapat, Aditya Sardesai, Shardul Joshi, Soumitra Mandke, Mandar Kulkarni, and Abhishek Joshi. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Pramod Pandey and Dr. Prashant Dhakefarkar. I request you to please take your seats. Let's have one more round of applause for all the PhD, MA, and prize winners. Students, the convocation ceremony is a celebration of your achievements. It also marks the time when you are excited to start a new phase in your lives to apply what you learned in real time. With the excitement, some anxiety may also be there. Here is the significance of the convocation address, in which you may find encouragement and guidance to achieve your further goals. Deccan College is a research institute, and we are honored that we have Dr. Prashant Dhakefarkar as today's guest of honor, who himself is a researcher and has extensive experience in fundamental research, applications of research in industry, teaching, and administration in the research and technology fields. Before Dr. Dhakefalkar gives the convocation address, I'll take a minute to introduce the guest of honor a bit more. Dr. Prashant Dhakefalkar is the director of Agharkar Research Institute in Pune, which is a part of the Department of Science and Technology of the central government. His research and applied interests are in the fields of microbiology and environmental research. Dr. Dhakefalkar received BSc in microbiology, MSc in microbiology in 1988, and PhD in microbiology in 1993 from Savitribai Phule Pune University. He was in the University of Virginia, Charlottesville, USA as postdoctoral research associate from 1998 to 2000. He also worked as a microbiologist in Global Environmental Engineering Limited, Pune from 1993 to 1995. Dr. Dhakefalkar's expertise in the investigating the microbial diversity associated with extreme, pristine, and other habitats from taxonomic novelty and industrial applications, in particular bioenergy, petroleum biotechnology, and bioremediation. His work includes collecting samples from various types of habitats like volcanic mud, deep structure, high temperature oil reservoirs, and submarine methane. Dr. Dhakefalkar has authored and co-authored over 200 publications in the form of research papers, books, and book chapters in Indian and international publications. He has mentored 15 PhD and MSc students. He has collaborated with the various industries like ONGC, HTBL, KPIT to develop innovative technologies that address pressing environmental and energy challenges. So I now request Dr. Dhakefalkar to deliver the convocation address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Pandey, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Joshi, Professor Kulkarni, Registrar Madam, respected Diglurkar Sir, former directors, dignitaries, on dais, off dais, the students, graduated and the graduating, and the guest. A very warm good morning to you all. It's such a pleasant honor for me to be here on this auspicious occasion, the Foundation Day as well as Convocation ceremony. If you look at my background, I come from totally a different background as you would expect with the people who are associated with this institution. And being pole apart, I believe that I have a totally common man's perspective about this particular institution. And the impression that we get about this institution is seriously awesome. And we are always very, very proud to say that Deccan Institute is from Pune, the same city that we all come from. And that's really a great pleasure and great honor for me to be present on this particular occasion. I am also a big time fan of history. Many of the reasons are there. And I believe that when you study history, you always learn from your mistake, you always realize your strength, and it always guides us to progress in future. And with the same approach, I looked at the history of this particular institute. And what an awesome history you have. This Deccan Institute was established more than 200 years ago, 204 years actually. And when I look at how exactly it was established, you really feel really great. The reason for that was it was established in the month of October in 1821. And for that purpose, the initiative was taken by the Lieutenant Governor of that time, Dr. Elphinstone. And he was able to establish that using the Dakshina Fund, which was again instituted by Khanderao Dabhade, and it was continued by Srimanta Peshwa Bajirao II. And when you look at this, you realize that even in those days, more than 2 centuries ago, people have the gene of philanthropy inculcated in them. People have this approach of giving, doing something for the betterment of society, and that is something which don't really see in today's era. This particular institution was established, I read that it was established in Vishram Bagwada. And people would have been very happy that, okay, Vishram Bagwada, heart of the city, a small institution like Sanskrit Pathshala, and they would have been happy and continued for a few more years. But when you look at all the illustrious people who were associated with this institute, you realize that they were never happy with what they had. They always wanted to contribute more to the society. So obviously they wanted to grow this institution. They shifted from there to Vanavdi, from Vanavdi to Yeroda, when the government of Bombay allotted the land here, and big piece of land, 115 acres of land. And even at that time, you have somebody like Bairamji Gigi Boy, who donated generously 1 lakh rupees in those days. And that fund was utilized to establish this particular building. And what a building, what a terrific Gothic structure you have. And I'm always impressed by this structure. And I believe it is very important, because when you have such awesome building that connects you to the intellectual heritage that you have, and when you look at this particular institute, you realize what heritage you have. You realize all the illustrious alumni that your institute has, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Gopal Ganesh Agarkar, Ranade, and the list just is endless. And so many people who contributed to pre-independent era. And I would like to mention one aspect about Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, which many people are not aware of. And since he was the alumnus of this institute, I would like to share with you. You know, when Pune had this epidemic of plague, at that time, I mean, there was chaos all over the city. Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he was such progressive person in his thinking that he thought that there has to be some kind of medicine. And that was a very early era, and in that era, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he thought of coming up with some kind of research program that would result in developing the vaccine for plague. And he was the person who invited Dr. Hopkins to Pune, and the first microbiology lab in Pune was established in the same building where you have the meteorology department, or Simla House, near Shivaji Nagar. And then later on, Professor Hopkins, he realized that for his kind of research, Pune is not really the right place, and Bal Gangadhar Tilakji, he helped his shifting from here to Mumbai, and he established the Hopkins Institute there, and the rest is the history. So the reason I wanted to talk about this here is to establish that what a progressive thinking of all the students who come out of this institute has been there right from the beginning. And they never thought of only about their subject, but their thinking progressed way beyond their subject. And that was something which was really awe-inspiring, and I really appreciated that fact. Even the first principal of this university, Dr. Thomas Candy, he was a British person. But one of the reasons why he wanted to establish and be associated with this institute was to make sure that progressive Western science is taught to Indians. And for that purpose, he learned the Marathi language, the local language. He was the first person to come up with the English dictionary, English to Marathi dictionary, which would help people understand the nuances of the science, even if they wanted to read it in English language. And that was something seriously awesome when you associate all these people who have been contributing such significantly to the growth of society and to the growth of our nation. And that was something which was really very awe-inspiring. Another DNA of this another example of DNA of this institute was also from the fact that in 1930s, because of the lack of funding, British government closed down this institute. Who fought for the institute? The alumni, the past students of this institute. And what they did, they filed a case in Bombay High Court, and even in those days, with the British judge, they got the order to reopen this institute and establish as a center of research for the advanced studies. Where will you find such awesome examples of the students, past students of the institute, to contribute so much and to continue with the feeling of belongingness to the institute. And that is something that really talks so much about how rich the heritage of this institute must be. And when I was talking to Honorable Vice Chancellor Ji, at that time he told me that even in those era, there had never been even a single complaint from any of the students against the faculty. So we were in a way very fortunate that all those magnanimous British and Western scholars, they came here and they contributed. We read so much about William Wordsworth during our school days and college days, and P.G. Woodhouse, I was big time fan of his novel and Butler stories, and their brothers and their son were the principal of this college. And what more legacy can you talk about? That they were all interested in spreading the knowledge about this, about the nuances of various languages. And that is something that was really awe-inspiring for me, and I felt very happy. And also on a personal side, my grandfather was student and who passed out exactly 100 years back in 1924 from this institute. And my father and uncle, they also did short-term courses in archaeology. There was going to be some excavation in Vidarbha, and they thought that it could be a nice way of earning their livelihood. But probably maybe I may say that sense prevailed and they went for legal profession, because both of them, they became very renowned judges and lawyers in their respective career. But again, I feel very proud to be on this particular ground where my grandfather and father had taken their education. So this is very interesting. Again, another note that whenever we are talking about this is a very auspicious occasion where we are conferring degrees, or we have conferred the degrees to the students. It is a ceremony of convocation. And what is the convocation? It is a medieval term. It came from the Latin word convocare, that means call for getting together. And what is the best way? I mean, I remember getting my degree from some clerk from some table in some corner of Pune University, and it was just, okay, I got a piece of paper and that was the value of it. But when you look at this particular awesome ceremony where the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor himself, offering these degree certificates and the awards to all the students, that really shows that everyone here values the contribution of the students. And students are the creator of our tomorrow's nation. They have gathered knowledge, they have gone through such hardships. They must have faced a lot of challenges, but they overcame all those challenges and they achieved their final goal of getting that degree, that higher education. And as a result, you will see many of them, they got Doctor of Philosophy degree. Doctor, that also again comes from the word, Latin word of docere. That means it's a license to teach. I hope that they don't take it just literally and start giving lecture at every possible occasion to anyone they can come across, but they would impart their knowledge for the benefit of society, and that is the message that we want to give to everyone. And it is very nice to also see Convocation in general has a rich tradition. That tradition comes from medieval English culture. And in those days, the clergies and the popes and priests, they used to dominate the teaching. Even in the Oxford and Cambridge universities, you would see that many of these teaching were related to religious teaching. And as a result, they used to wear the gowns, and everyone would stand in the gowns, and then they would give the degree certificate that you are hereby licensed to go outside and preach, something like that. But I am truly impressed that we did not blindly follow that tradition here, and instead of that we are wearing this uparna, and that is something I really like, because it speaks volumes about our Indian culture and it is valued in this institute, and that is something beyond our imagination, and that is something that I wish every other university in our country, in our nation, follows this particular tradition. Also, granting degree itself has its own significance. We have to look back, reflect on what we have done, and especially the students. They went through the hardship. Some of them must have faced some challenges. The challenge could be in the form of maybe financial challenges, and some of them, they may have got scholarship through which was instituted through the endowment fund. again the generosity of an individual. And they should always remember this particular depth that they have. And in future, I hope that they grow and become a very well-established person. But they should always remember that they got benefited of the generosity of someone else, and it is their duty to give it back to the society. On the same lines, they must have received some kind of mentoring, some kind of guidance every single time. Maybe it is in the wake of life, maybe with respect to their subject, maybe with respect to their research, and so many other things. And they must remember that at every such difficult time, it was their friends, it was their well-wishers, it was their guides, mentors, teachers who helped them. That means they formed a very nice network when they were growing. And this is the bond that they shared with their colleagues, with their contemporaries, with their teachers. And this bond should never be broken. It should always be valued, and they should inculcate in them that in future, since somebody helped me and as a result I became what I am today, so in future you should also inculcate the same spirit in your colleagues. Many of you become, may go on to become maybe entrepreneurs, some of them may continue to be in research and academics, some of them you may become the part of the workforce. It doesn't matter. Every single time somebody is going to come to you asking for the guidance, and that time you should remember how the people and the faculty of this institute, the alumni of this institute helped you, and you have to give it back to the society. And giving it back to the society for the betterment of the society, in short, making this world a little better place to live around you is what is your task, and that is what the message you should carry. And the last message that I would like to leave for all the students is, you are embarking on the new journey. Always continue learning in life. Always remain the student, and it is very easy. You can learn from your colleague, you can learn from the stranger, you can learn. I mean, the other day I was just simply standing at the Bombay airport, and there was some officer of the customs who was standing there performing her duty, and a small kid came and went and just gave her a big hug. And that lady was so excited. I mean, she was surprised. It was a stranger's kid and just went and gave her a hug, and she felt very nice. So even a smallest, tiniest of nice gesture can enlighten someone's day, and that is something that you all should remember. Again, I want to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this awesome institute and awesome ceremony. And I want to wish the best of best luck to all the students who have graduated. I am truly impressed by their achievements, the awards and accolades that they have, and I hope that they continue being a part of the very awe-inspiring heritage of this institute and contribute to the growth of our nation. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your message of helping others, paying it forward, and also remain always student that is always curious. Now I request Professor Pramod Pandey, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Deccan College University, to give his presidential remarks.
Dr. Dhakepalkar sir, my esteemed colleagues, Professor Prasad Joshi, Professor Sonal Kulkarni, my colleagues, the registrar, the Professor Deglurkar, Professor Padaya, reputed collaborators of Deccan College, the esteemed members of the Academic Council, and respected parents and dear students. It's a very special day for we teachers as much as it is for you because it's like seeing like a potter seeing his pot being complete and being made available to the world for use. So we are like potters, but you will also be like potters, I'm very sure. This is a special day also because you now will be entering a stage where you will be able to show your qualifications, and I feel, I'm sure, Dr. Dhakipalkar sir, our chief guest, has already made us aware, and you aware of the importance of Deccan College as an institute, higher educational institute. And I'm very certain that you will feel proud of having been here, having earned your degree. I certainly am very proud, and I can't thank God enough that I started from here with my master's and also got my PhD, and I'm ending my career here. It is a real surprise, but very pleasant one. It's always great to be part of Deccan College. There is something mysterious about it that people who have been in Deccan College realize. But there is, you also have worked hard to get your degrees, but the real thing is the knowledge that you have acquired, and it is that knowledge which is most valuable, as our wise people have said. Nasti vidya samo bandhu, nasti vidya samah suhrit, nasti vidya samam vitta, nasti vidya samam sukham. There is nothing that equals vidya, knowledge, in friendship or in company or in wealth or in bliss. So vidya is what gives us everything. What is important for us students here is that we are part of an institution which is well recognized and well known for its contribution to heritage studies. So what we have to remember is that we must be able to bring up our heritage to the world in a way that is convincing, that is based on evidence and not just narratives. So you students who have had training in heritage studies have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. But we have also to remember that although we have a long heritage, but we are also a modern nation and a young nation that. And this is not the time to review history, but our true heritage and our contribution to world civilization has been acknowledged, but it's still, we have to be very conscious and cautious of the fact that the wisdom is given the credit that it deserves. We have to be claiming, it's time now also to claim the knowledge that India has given to the world. And there have been attempts I do not discredit the West, it has contributed a lot, but there has been an attempt in the West to draw ideas from India to claim it as their own. There are people who have studied Vedas, taken out ideas, and now presenting them as some kind of a Western universalism. And we have to be very cautious of that. So it's very important for us to be able to read our texts. We have been very fortunate to have had great scholars like R.G. Bhandarkar, who led us to see how ancient texts needed to be read, to be preserved, and they are of great importance. that we must be aware of. Along with this, there are other things which go with vidya, with knowledge. And the most important of them all is morality. If you look at what the condition of India today, it is unbelievable. The kind of brutality that we have seen in the past against women, against children, puts our heads to shame. It's very important for us that we who acquire these degrees, who acquire our knowledge, stand up against all such negative forces and stand up very strongly. We should not ever feel ashamed of our society, and we cannot allow people to shame us on violating our moral values for which we have stood. It is our duty. When we get degrees, it is also our duty to see to it that the morality for which India has stood stands firm and bright. Sometimes we need to wonder that knowledge also means knowledge for the benefit of whom? Benefit of ourselves, but also of the world actually. When we are not there, then I am not there. I am there because we are there. So this feeling of responsibility that comes for people who pursue knowledge is great. If you think of it, we have had seers and sages. We all remember them, not only in India but in the whole of the world. And sometimes we may wonder, why is it that we are still torn with wars by nations? What has happened in recent days, weeks, months is something that we fail to understand. That what is it that in spite of all the wisdom, humanity is brought to face such a situation? We can only think of people who are suffering in these areas of the world, and we must pray for their safety and security. And it is the job of people who are educated to show the world how the world cannot be under continuous regression. It is necessary for us to find ways and means of solving some of these problems. If you ask what is the reason for this, to be honest, we cannot ignore the fact of who we are. Unless we have an understanding about who we are, it is not possible for us to be able to find solutions to these problems. One of the most unfortunate things that the Western education has given us is this belief that the strongest value is that of individualism, and that we are rational human beings. I think, therefore, I exist. Neither of that is true. If it is true, it's only half true. Individualism is needed only for the society. We are collective human beings. We are not individual human beings alone. We are together. And unless we give importance to this fact that our basic nature is collective, that's what our tradition has given us, that's what Lord Krishna has told us, that it is necessary for us to recognize that we together exist, and that my essential nature is collective. It is not individual only. Strong individuals are needed only to serve the society, to make the society stronger. So that part is very important to understand. Secondly, the fact that I think, therefore I exist idea is essentially wrong. We in India, right from the Vedas, have been told that I am a spirit, therefore I exist. I am not just a thinking being. I am a spiritual being. There is something within me that is permanent. My brain and mind may die, but my spirit never dies. That's what our sages and seers have told us. If once we recognize the fact that our essential nature is not just the mind, brain, but actually it is the spirit, and we have to see to it whether we are in accordance with human spirit, which means, do we have all those values that human spirit stands for? No hatred against anybody. Hatred is essentially wrong. And it comes from our understanding about me being an individual alone. So it is now time for us, Indians who are brought up in modern education, to connect with our heritage, to connect with our ancient wisdom, and try and present before the world in a manner that convinces them. What is it that will convince them? What will convince them is the fact that there is evidence for it, there is proof for it. We need scientific research projects for the Indian value systems to prove that it has always been on the right track. I am told that actually I was talking to some physicists yesterday, and they said the best physicist turned mystic. Einstein said he started as a scientist, but he ended up as a mystic because there are so many questions that came to his mind, so many wonders that came to him, and as a scientist he felt compelled, he felt his life was too short and that there should be time to explore them, to establish them. So there are many issues which we are concerned with. Education has a lot of responsibility. It is not just a degree at all. It's not just a degree. It is something that is going to keep the society alive. Our education is in here. Deccan College is well known for it. That has been our legacy, and people have contributed so much to the Indian society, to society at large, and I appeal to all of you. So my address is mainly to the students who have been fortunate enough to have had your degrees, and who I'm sure will feel very responsible. You have done so well. We are very proud of you, and we are always with you. Final appeal to the parents: please trust in your children, and let them feel responsible. They have many great qualities, and once you trust them, they will prove their worth, and we will also share with you the joys of their success that we want to hear about in their future. Thank you very much, all the guests and students, for having come here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks and thoughts. I now call upon Professor Sonal Kulkarni Joshi, Dean Academic, to conclude the formal proceedings of the convocation ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Shubhangi Kardile. So, congratulations to all the students who have received their degrees today. You are now officially Snataks of Deccan College. You are now alumni of Deccan College. I think we can give them one big round of applause before we close the proceedings. Congratulations. Also, as Dr. Dhakefarkar mentioned in his convocation address, a number of people have facilitated your studies at Deccan College, have supported your decision to choose an offbeat institute like Deccan College, subjects such as those which are taught at Deccan College. Your parents, your grandparents, your partners, friends, children some of whom are present here today. So I'd like to also, the Vice Chancellor in his presidential address mentioned the collective nature of our existence. So given that quite a few friends and family members are present in the auditorium today, I invite the new Snataks to thank them, to express their gratitude. Let's give a round of applause to all of you who have supported their studies at Deccan College. Also, there are more than 100 staff members at Deccan College, faculty members, lab assistants, the librarian, the academic and the accounts section, the peers of your department, the technicians, all of whom have lent you support during your time at Deccan College. Can we give them a big round of applause to these as well to express our gratitude to them? Many of you have stepped out of the university into the real world already. You've begun to face the challenges of the real world. There will be frustrations, there will be trials and tribulations. I hope you can look back to this day, the warmth, the sense of achievement, the sense of determination and faith in your chosen path when you face those trials. So I wish and pray for the very best in the future for all of you. And with that, I would like to request the Vice Chancellor to grant us permission to close the formal proceedings of today's convocation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Sonal Kulkarni Joshi. Now I call upon the Registrar of the Deccan College, Mrs. Anita Sonavne, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to everyone gathered here today on the 6th of October 2024 as we celebrate the 203rd Foundation Day and the 13th Convocation Day of our Deccan College deemed to be university. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the MA and PhD students who have received their degrees and prizes today. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Prashant Dhakefalkar from the Agharkar Research Institute, Pune, for gracing this occasion with his presence and for delivering such an inspiring convocation address. I would also like to extend my deep appreciation to our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Pramod Pandey, for his presidential address, as well as former Chancellor, Dr. G.B. Deglurkar, former Director Dr. K. Padaya sir, our Pro-Vice Chancellor and Head of the Sanskrit Department, Professor Prasad Joshi, for his constant support and guidance. A special thank you to Dean and HOD of Linguistics Department, Professor Sonal Kulkarni Joshi, Head of Archaeology Department, Professor Shahid Ansari, Librarian Dr. Trupti More, the officer on special duty, Dr. Abhijit Dandekar, for their presence at the convocation. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the members of the Board of Management and Academic Council for their contribution and presence today. A warm thank you to all the parents who have joined us today for this convocation. And last but not least, thank you all the teaching, non-teaching staff, state manager, accountant, academic section, trust department, for their hard work and dedication, which has made this event a success and continues to strengthen our institution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sonavne. Before we conclude the program with the national anthem, I would like to make a few announcements for the degree recipients and the audience. I request degree recipients, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellors, heads of the departments to head towards the front porch of the AICH and Archaeology Department for the convocation photograph, after the national anthem. All the attendees are invited for the lunch, and lunch will be served in the mess of Deccan College, which is across the road. And we'll come back to this hall for the cultural program by the Deccan College students by 2:45, and this program will be followed by the award ceremony for the sports, exhibition and Rangoli events held during this week. May I request all of you to stand up for the national anthem? We'll start it once the recording also starts.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे you.